Hey guys. I am back. I am not wearing my glasses because I don't know. I'm assuming that was kind of annoying for you to watch because it was kind of annoying for me to edit. So, no glasses. So hopefully this stays in focus because I won't be able to tell. But today I want to talk about something that just sort of like occurred to me suddenly a week or two ago. And I've been thinking about it so much, and I'm guessing that my experience is similar to some of your experiences, and that's why I want to talk about it. That said, I don't have like a super clear like outline of how I want to talk about this. I try to just be fairly candid in my videos when I'm talking about things. So I think I have everything that I want to say in my head somewhere, but it will probably come out a little bit disorganized. So I apologize for that, but that's just kind of how we do it here. So today I want to talk about the juxtaposition, I guess you could say, of my avoidant personality disorder and also my identity, my individuality, and sort of the duality there. If any of you guys are familiar with the Enneagram personality tests, my cat wants to say hi. Hi, Efi. The Enneagram, I am a solid 4. The forest 4 that ever for'd. And if you're not familiar with the Enneagram, it's a personality test. It's more like Myers-Briggs versus like astrology or something, where this one you actually take a test. It's based on your life experiences and your actual personality, and then it can just give you a little bit more insight into that. That was super helpful for me when I discovered it a couple years ago. And basically, if you are also an Enneagram 4, it means that you're basically like the theme of your life is your individuality and finding your identity and feeling confident and at peace in that identity, right? So that has kind of been the theme of my life for as long as I can remember. When I was a young kid, I was always kind of automatically drawn towards alternative culture. Okay, so I had a brother who was 3 years older than me. He got into like rock and emo music. That was back in the early 2000s. And I followed suit as early as I can remember. In 4th grade was when I discovered Avril Lavigne. I was instantly obsessed with her. And then that's also when the bullying started. And so if you're unfamiliar, I have mentioned in other videos, I was heavily bullied in like 4th through maybe 6th or 7th grade. And I strongly believe that that is the number one major contributor to my developing avoidant personality disorder. And so I think a lot of the bullying was sort of, it was the source of all of it. Me kind of not wanting to follow mainstream trends. I was never interested in that. I was always just wanting to express myself differently, be an individual, be edgy. Like that's just always who I was. And so then I was really bullied through that sort of, oh my god, the cat hair. I was really bullied through that period of time where I was kind of learning how to express myself and discovering my interests and exploring my creativity and my individuality. And so at the time, and this is sort of where like the back and forth happens, which I've realized has just the entire rest of my life. I've been pulled back and forth between wanting to express my individuality and be different and be edgy and sort of be who I feel like I was meant to be before the personality disorder, and then being pulled back by feeling insecure, feeling awkward, feeling like people are staring at me, feeling like people are judging me, and really caring about fitting in. Because back in middle school when this was happening, the bullying was making me just want to fit in less. I felt very secure in the fact that I did not want to fit in with these people. I wanted to do my own thing, and they can say what they want, but I don't care. That was sort of the front that I put on, even though obviously it was not only eating me alive inside, but it was also literally changing my personality in the course of my whole life, the whole rest of my life. So, but then after middle school, I, in high school and college, I sort of, focused solely on romantic relationships. My struggles with friends and like women specifically, or girls back then, was super, super negative overall. And so I had become a serial monogamist pretty early on. And some people with avoidant personality disorder are too shy and anxious to date at all, and they end up single for much of their lives or extended periods of time. That's super understandable. For me, it was I don't know, I guess at that point in my life, I was desperate for somebody to accept me for who I was. As I think everybody is at that point in their life, but also especially because of everything that I had been through and the avoidant personality disorder that had at least begun to develop at that point. So for me, subconsciously, I didn't realize it at the time, but now I understand that my solution to that problem was to just find my soulmate who was going to be obsessed with me no matter what, and we would get married and be together forever, and that would always be the person I could count on to fully accept me. So that's when I started putting most of my effort into romantic relationships. Unfortunately, when I was 16, I started dating an older man, and I kind of want to, I'll make a video about my experience with grooming and statutory rape and that whole situation I'll make a separate video about that. But at 16, I started dating a 23-year-old who was also an absolute narcissist. And man, if I didn't have full-blown avoidant personality disorder before meeting him, he was the nail in the coffin. But it was more, every relationship that I was in, it was just me trying to morph into what I thought their ideal person was. So obviously in that relationship with the power dynamic of me being a minor and just him being a narcissist, that was the most volatile relationship and the most like, it had the greatest, most negative impact of me doing that. But I did it in every relationship after that too, just trying to subconsciously become who I thought they wanted me to be, so that they would be obsessed with me and be my person. That's all I really wanted. And so now I'm in my late 20s. I'm realizing, like, I guess I'm just tired. Like, I'm just tired of trying to fit into the specific... I'm tired of just living for other people and trying to please other people with just the way that I am, trying to fit into that mold. And so the last few years, I've been in a solid long-term relationship. I've been just sort of experimenting with doing things like, what would I do if nobody had an opinion, like, what do I want to do? And I've started trying to do some of those things, but now that the duality is still there, and my best example is that just over a year ago, April 2020, at like the peak of the pandemic, I decided to shave my head. This is something that I wanted to do for years. I'd thought about it for years. I'd said that I was going to do it for years, and it just never felt like the right time. Of course, me being me, I thought, I can't do it until I'm skinny. I'll do it when I lose X amount of weight, this and that, which never happened. And so finally, I woke up one day, April of 2020, sick of my hair. I said, I'm quarantined, now or never, and I shaved my head. And that was something that I truly wanted to do. But the second that I did it, all I could think about was what other people were going to say about me. People were going to think that I lost my mind. People were going to think I looked horrendous, because I did. People were going to laugh at me behind my back. They were going to talk shit. And they were going to speculate. And that's all I could think about. I couldn't enjoy the liberating feeling of, like, doing something that I had wanted to do for years. That's who I was in the moment of doing it, and then immediately after it was done, I was sucked back into just overthinking what other people were going to think about it. And that's just one example. There's also, like, the part of me, the real me part of me that believes in body neutrality, and that, like, genuinely every body is beautiful, and I see other people that are my size or bigger and I think they look great. But then there's the avoidant personality in me that, although cognitively I know that the way that I look doesn't matter that much, the avoidant personality disorder part is always there, telling me that people are not going to like me strictly because of the way that I look, that they're not even going to give me a chance because I'm weird or this or that. A big thing for me lately, which I feel like I've been gaslit by TikTok. Does anybody else feel gaslit by TikTok? Because of having more of an alternative style when I was younger, a big thing that people went to tease me when I was a kid was calling me a dyke. And obviously when you're a kid, that's like, super hurtful and offensive. And like, it's weird. I'm not like offended by that idea now. Like, my sister is a lesbian. I have nothing against lesbians, but like, I'm not one. Like, I wish that I was, to be honest. Like, I genuinely wish that I was. It kind of makes me sad that I'm not. But my style is apparently super gay. Just like the gayest. And I didn't know that until I got on TikTok. And now I feel like every time I go on TikTok, I'm just being told that I'm a lesbian. And then I'm like, wait, am I a lesbian? Like, I wish that I was, but I definitely like dudes, unfortunately. And then, and so now that's unlocked a new thing where it's like every time I get dressed, because I'm into that like edgy, I've sort of adapted the Gen Z style. I love me a Doc Marten. I love me like a cropped wide leg pant. I'm growing out a mullet on purpose because I just think that's really cute right now. But now I'm thinking like everybody thinks I'm a lesbian, which like is fine, I guess, except I know that like my boyfriend probably doesn't want people to think I'm a lesbian. I don't know. I'm just, having avoidant personality disorder. Maybe this isn't everybody's experience if you're not an Enneagram 4. I can only speak for myself. But it's just a constant inner battle between wanting to express myself unapologetically and then instantly regretting like putting myself out there and making a scene, basically. Can anybody else relate to this? Has anybody else been gaslit by TikTok? Has anybody else just been ruined by literal children? Because that frustrates me. That I could be living a totally different life right now if it wasn't for just mean kids. Anyway, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video. It's just something that I noticed recently that really was like eye-opening. It's like I keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations because of my desire to not care what people think. And like I feel like if I had never developed avoidant personality disorder, I would be like an edgy bad bitch. And now I'm just weird and second guessing myself at every corner. So please, as always, leave your comments down below. They mean the actual world to me. I love getting and reading comments. If you want me to talk about my experience with grooming, or if there's anything else you want me to talk about, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.